What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. If this is your first episode, we talk about One Piece a lot, all kinds of One Piece content. We got plenty of playlists, so check them out. Who are we? That's Kev. I'm Corey. Today, we're talking about Kid and Killer. What are they doing now? Their futures in Elbaf. We're gonna go in on that a little bit, but before that, a little housekeeping. We're a new channel. We're actually almost a year. We're about 3 months from a year. So we're starting to get our rhythm. We're going to start doing some editing, but every like, comment, and subscribe does help. Your interaction does help. It just helps, navigate where this channel is going. And honestly, it's just what we do it for. We like the interaction. That being said, here is a comment from our last video, Black Lake Sanji. It's from Rain Ede 93 that says, "Great vid, guys. Other than Sanji's awakening, conquers Haki, and Black Flames, some other power-ups I'd imagine him acquiring are 1. Flame constructs / familiars, in a similar vein to what Kaido and King did as their finishing moves, but not just Sanji making beasts, but also weapons like knives and even pyro clones. 2. Him flowing his flames within his body to achieve a level of Rokoshiki beyond what any Marine or Cypher Pult agent is capable of. Imagine him evolving his skywalk to him just straight up flying. Whether these things happen or not, I just think the potential is simply that high. Keep up the dope content, y'all." Number one, amazing comment. Like 10 out of 10 comment. Yeah. Amazing theories. Like, that is kind of crazy. Like, when I think Sanji doing like a boosted airwalk, I'm thinking Bakugo. You know what I mean? I'm thinking Gear 4th Luffy, where it's just like the explosions keep spurting out, making them quicker and quicker. Like, that is an amazing concept. And Rokoshiki being stronger than any Cypher Pull agent, I'd like that too.
Yeah, and if somebody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Sanji. Like, Sanji has this weird history where he's a chemistry project, and we don't really know what's involved, but we do know his suit was able to fly, so we do know that it's in him already, and maybe something was activated. But I mean, from our video, we think he's Lunarian too. So, or they fly. So,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and that's like their whole thing is flying with the flames. So, and
Yeah,
then with the knives, it's like he hasn't fought anybody with knives since that noodle guy back on CP, like, you know what I mean, on Ennie's lobby.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, he will fight with knives. I would like to see him do that more. But maybe
I
it's
just,
like you get caught up like with the Zoro thing. Like, we already got somebody fighting with knives.
yeah, and that's fair. I mean, I imagine eventually though, like when he retires, Luffy becomes Pirate King. He will have a couple like black blade, like a kitchen knife that he uses to like make all of his dishes because they taste better or something like that. But
The cut is
Sanji's gonna
cleaner.
be
Yeah.
yeah. Sanji's gonna have some power up soon, and I think he'll end up being one of our favorites from all time.
Yeah, definitely. You guys let us know in the comments below how you guys feel about that comment, how you guys feel about Sanji. Actually, go check out that video, Black Flame
Yeah,
Sanji. That one was a good one. But moving on to this video, Kid and Killer and Elbaf and Killer's Secret Heritage. So this was actually a theory by Kev, the
yeah,
theories crafter. So here, can you take it from here?
yeah. So let's start off where we last saw them. We saw Shanks decimate this crew to the point where they were just begging for their lives with the poneglyph writings. Killer, Kid, both there, both probably at the bottom of the ocean by now. Who really knows where they are? We're about to talk about it. But we do know that they might have a history, or they might have a future here on Elbap. So I imagine them kind of washing up on shore in the
Underrealm.
what's
Underworld.
Underrealm. Thank you, Underworld, and we do know that Loki has a cult there, which is like the other prisoners of the Underworld. So I imagine that they're probably like getting healed up and waiting to, make their comeback. Because as far as Kid goes, he's a hero in Elbath. He took down Big Mom, who is one of the bigger nightmares that was just recently brought to life by a child.
Yeah, all that Shank stuff aside, like
Yeah,
he did take down Big Mom, so it's like when he gets there, he'd get a party just like Luffy did. Maybe not the
exactly.
size of Luffy's party, but yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he did it with Luffy, so I think he'll just be like another honored guest at the
yeah,
same banquet.
exactly.
Um, Same with Killer. I mean, Killer was also there. So it does beg the question, what do we kind of foresee them doing on Elbath? What are you really thinking about that?
So I do like the idea, and I think we since the chapter reviews of the like Loki's cult, I think that was one
Mhm.
of the ideas is just like, yo, they are part of Loki's cult right now. Now I don't know if I like the idea of them just joining like they kind of did with Kaido, you know what I mean? Or actually, Kid didn't. That's why he got thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Um, and Killer didn't. That's why he got fed the smile fruit. But I like the idea of maybe like after like Gunko and them took him out, maybe like Kid and Killer like took some of their cloaks. Maybe they did that beforehand because
Mm,
it is still like this happened while we were on Egghead, so
right.
they had to wash ashore like a while ago, maybe a couple days
Mhm.
ago. You know what I mean? So um, I do see them coming back. I would like to now like see them oppose the Straw Hats again. Maybe not be like a straight up antagonist, but it's like, okay, we're not on Wano anymore. Like, I'm not your friend. Like, I keep telling you I'm not your friend, so I'm not your friend. So I see them like causing some kind of mayhem and destruction. I just don't know where they would fit in. Like, maybe if there was like a poneglyph or something out here that they could find, or maybe it's like the murals they find and then they like decide like, hey, we're gonna burn these murals so nobody else sees what happens. But
Sure.
I'm trying to relate it to like kids natural like willingness to destroy things versus
Mhm.
like what they need to get past Elbath, because what is Elbath for them if it's not just like a middle point on the way?
Agreed. And we also have to remember where they're at, like what their current situation is. I think, and maybe this is just me wanting to get rid of a few characters in this final arc. I don't know if the full crew's going to be here for Kid. I
Yeah,
think it may just be Killer and Kid. So, with that being said, if he does still want to acquire the One Piece, he's missing quite a few things now that he had before.
I think we're
He,
supposed to get a little desensitized to his crew leaving because, like, when you think about it, they tried to give away their poneglyph etchings to Shanks, and that's the key to being Pirate King. And when you think about
Mhm.
it, like with the Straw Hats, like I can't think of a Straw Hat, maybe Usopp, but I don't think he would really even do it at the end. That would offer the poneglyphs in exchange for Luffy because they're like, that's Luffy's. Like, I can't trade that
Yeah,
for
yeah,
him. You know what I mean? That's his dream. So it's like I think we're supposed to not vibe with the be okay with them like leaving the rest lime juice in the rest of
yeah.
the guests away. But that
Well,
leads
and
us to just like yeah,
he doesn't have those rubbings anymore.
yeah,
So
they
now
don't
he
have
has to go
anything.
get them.
So
Who's the only one who has it left? Luffy,
yeah,
because Law got his taken too.
so he could be trying to steal Luffy's. That could be a thing.
Yeah,
That while all this is happening, he's like, "Hey, killer, we're gonna steal these." And then, hey, this is where your theory comes in. The three eye thing, like
exactly.
read these poneglyph etchings really quick. Um, Kev, you have a theory on Killer being part of the Three Eye Tribe. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, kind of. So let's go back to where it's kind of like a joint theory on this one because we go back to the past on Killer and Kid. They were both born in South Blue. We kind of have a theory about Kid being a punk satellite somehow. We're not too sure about that one as of yet, but keep that in mind because we do have a couple links for that. But growing up, uh, Kid always defended Killer because Killer hated his own laugh, possibly hated his appearance, having that three eye. that third eye. So as a kid, Killer stopped laughing entirely. Also, at the same time he stopped laughing, he started wearing a mask. So that hints at there being two reasons why he needed to make a change.
Yeah, like it's
Um,
like you're not wearing a Kaneki bottom of your face mask that
yeah,
covers your face on like overhaul from My Hero type of
sure,
stuff.
sure.
You're wearing a full face mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where
In
the idea
Wano,
of like, hey, like maybe he was hiding a third eye. And then me and you both thought like, oh yeah, wait, but in Wano we saw his forehead. When in
yeah,
actually when you went and did the research, we did not.
yeah, we never see his forehead in Wano. We get a glimpse of what he could possibly look like on a wanted poster, but it is so black and white, and right underneath the hairline, there is a tiny like marking where you could easily draw in like it's the side of the eye, where it's Oda's not telling me he's not a member of the Third Eye tribe. And then when you start looking back at that, we've met so many long arm tribe members, long leg tribe members. We've only met one third eye or three-eyed tribe member, and that's Pudding. And that is how Blackbeard is gonna try to eventually read the poneglyphs. We have Robin on the Straw Hats. We need somebody for Killer or for Kids Crew. I think Killer makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah,
And now,
that's
oh,
just a thought that it's just like, oh yeah, like kid would need a way to read those poneglyphs. Like he, it always seems like he's just a piece. You know what I mean? That it's like okay, you're just added on pieces, but it's like you are gathering these poneglyph etchings as well. Like when
yeah,
you look at it, like Law, even though maybe does Law can't read them, but it's like Law would find a way. You know what I mean? He'd make a deal. He'd find a way. He'd find a person. He'd
mm-hmm.
figure out how to extract like the knowledge from it. They do have Robin on the Straw Hats, and so it's like, who is on the Kid Pirates that could have read those poneglyphs that got him here? And I feel like Kid is the not Kid. I feel like Killer is the perfect person. And if you're going to
Yeah.
take all the Kid Pirates off the board except for a couple, the captain in the first hand that can read poneglyphs, that really is all you need.
And he's also a part of the like the worst generation, so at the same time it's like who else is it gonna be? um Now I guess I have a question for the community. We've kind of gone over quite a few different crews here and who their possible poneglyph reader could be. Who is gonna be the art pirates poneglyph reader? I'm getting early set vibes from Law. I don't know who else on that crew could do it, but I think Law might be very similar to
I think it's
Robin
I
in
think
a
it's
sense.
the big one. I forget what his name is, but you know they have the bigger crew
Yes,
member in the back that probably has like some
it's
giant
like
blood.
Saint John something, or
I think he's the one
I
that can
forget.
read them.
That's a good pick.
Because I don't want to pick Beppo, and I don't want to pick Sachin the
John
Penguin.
Bart.
John Bart.
John Bart. Yeah.
I think he might
Uh,
be the one, or the chick.
and that's true too. My reason for Law is because on Wano we see him and Robin going down to talk about the ancient weapon together. On Dressrosa, he's talking to Robin one on one about the D clan and what it means. He's giving me that archaeologist vibe. So I think the same thing. I asked the same question. Why would he be doing this unless he had a way to read them?
Yeah.
So I think somebody on this team has to be reading them. So you guys put it down in the comment section. I want to hear from you
Oh,
guys.
not only the
Who are
Heart
you putting?
Pirates. Who
Yes.
who on the Heart Pirates would be able to read the poneglyphs, and who in the Cross Guild would you guys think would be able to read the
Mm,
poneglyphs? I think that's a good one too, because it's like Buggy and them, like they're getting the poneglyphs, but it's like, what are you doing with them? I mean, yeah,
and and I'd have to go back and look because I know Shanks was there when they've got the final destination for the One Piece, and that's kind of all you really need. I wonder if uh, Buggy was also present and just didn't go to the island, similar to Shanks.
yeah. I wonder if Buggy just knows where it's at, because he
and
went
just
sick
doesn't
when he got
care.
close. He was like, yeah, well, I mean, what am I gonna do with it right now? Everybody wants to go there. I start heading there, I'm gonna die. So I'm just gonna wait. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting topic. We are very interested to hear your guys' thoughts below. How do you guys feel about Black Lake Sanji? How do you guys feel about Kid and Killer's return? How do you guys feel about the Heart Pirates being able to read the poneglyphs and Cross Guild being able to read the poneglyphs? You guys let us know. We will be back with another video, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.